Good evening, class. It's time for your daily math recap with Ms. McDaniel. So I'm going over Lesson 8 homework tonight, and I want to show you again what we worked on in class. So I assigned solve each problem in two different ways as modeled in the example, but I've decided to cross this part out because we talked about the two ways being the tape diagram and then now using the algorithm. So I'm going to demonstrate letter A for you tonight and letter B using the tape diagram again and using the algorithm that we learned today. So let's take a look at the first one, 3/4 times 16. So we're going to use our tape diagram by drawing our rectangle and identifying our whole, which is 16. Our denominator tells us that we want to divide this into fourths, so we can have 4 different units. And we're looking for the 3 units here. Well, we know that 4 units equals 16, so what do we do to find 1 unit? Well, remember, we think, what's 16 divided by 4? It's 4. So 1 unit is 4. That means 3 units equals 12. So 3/4 times 16 is 12. Now, that was using the tape diagram. Today, we practiced using the algorithm. We said, well, 3/4 times 16 is like saying 3/4 16 times. Well, what changes when we add our fractions? Only the numerator. So how will this 3 change? It's going to change because we're going to do it 16 times. So instead of writing it in this form, we're going to change it so it's 3 times 16 over 4. Why 4? Because remember, the denominator does not change when you're adding, and multiplication is simply repeated addition. I'm going to simplify my numerator. 16 times 3 is 48 over 4. Remember that this sign means division, so I can read it like this, 48 divided by 4, and that is 12. And of course, we should be getting the same answer in our tape diagram as we do in our algorithm. Let's do letter B, 4/3 times 12. What do we notice that's different about this fraction than this one? Well, this one's an improper fraction, meaning it's more than 1. So our answer should be more than 12. Well, let's draw our tape diagram to prove it. Again, this bar represents our whole, and how many is the total? 12. It's being cut into 3 units. And we need to know how much is in 1 unit. So again, what should we be thinking? 12 divided by 3. Well, that equals 4. But we need to know how many is in 4/3, not just 3/3. So I'm going to add an extra unit, and that's my 4/3. Again, that's still 4. So 4/3 would be 16, which is more than my total. Okay, let's do it the algorithm way. Again, what's repeating when I do 4/3 12 times? Only the 4. The 3 will stay the same. So I'm going to rewrite this as 4 times 12 over 3. I'm going to simplify my numerator, 4 times 12, which is 48 over 3. And then read this as a division problem. 48 divided by 3 is 16, which is the same. Hope this helps, and make sure you complete your homework. If you have any questions, make sure you come in and ask those questions tomorrow in class. Have a good evening.